As predicted, with Stadia live and launched to 14 countries and a Stadia Connect behind us, features and rollouts are happening at a rapid pace. Games are getting announced, and Stadia is looking to push its weight around and prepare itself for the future. So in today's news, we have a lot to cover. From an update if Call of Duty Warzone is coming to Stadia, Android TV support, text chat support, screen captures via mobile, creating links for invites to your game, and Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Cyberpunk 2077 making their way to Stadia and more. So with so much to cover, let's dive into this video. If you guys could smash that like button, I'd really appreciate it. Sub to the channel for more Stadia news and coverage, and hit that notification bell to know when my videos go live. But 9 to 5 Google has done another deep dive into the APK Insight to let us know the inner code of what the Google team is working on, and while we have some more excellent news to look at. Starting with some strings with a toggle for 4K HDR and 5.1 surround sound via the Android device. Now, most Android devices don't really have 4K displays, so this looks to be referencing the ever-elusive Android TV support Stadia has desperately needed. There is even lines mentioning the screen you're playing on doesn't support HDR, labels for 5.1 surround sound, and even a toggle for changing resolutions instead of the toggle being related for data usage. For me personally, I'm really hoping this is an absolute priority right now for Google, and I think it is. Because right now for free users, you are limited to your phone or laptop or equivalent device to try Stadia. But one of the strengths of this service is being able to get that couch console feel without the hardware. And as someone who just got a new TV months ago with a built-in Android app, I would love to be able to launch Stadia off that without having to invest in another Chromecast Ultra, especially since I only use them to play Stadia. So like always, once this officially launches, I will be letting you know and even showcase it, so stay tuned on this channel for that coverage. But more deep diving into the APK Insight has also uncovered a long-awaited requested feature that will be making its way sooner or later, and that is Chat Messenger, something that amazingly hasn't been enabled, but it will be happening via the Stadia app on your phone, and hopefully that support will extend to the Chrome browser. But for now, strings have been found showing things like create a chat and even the ability to set up privacy settings on who is specifically allowed to message you will be available. Now, while I'm glad this is finally being worked on, a part of me does wonder why something like this wasn't already on the platform, as it's been one of the more requested items, and well, it's a pretty basic feature. But I for one won't complain if they can be rolled out pretty soon, as I know a lot of people who don't like using microphones to chat, and this is a great alternative to have in regards to communication with your fellow gamers. So let's hope the Stadia team is hard at work on rolling this out as soon as they can. Moving forward to a feature that has made its way to Stadia, we have the Stadia controller can now capture screenshots and clips on Android. By pressing the capture button on your controller when you're playing mobile, you can save a screenshot, or holding the button for 1 second will record the last 30 seconds of gameplay. But diving into this APK Insight, we see that there is more depth that is coming to this feature to really showcase your screenshots and videos by adding a share button that will make it easier to distribute your videos and screenshots to whoever you're looking to showcase your content. And it looks as though it will be as easy as creating a link to share and letting others watch it instead of having to download WebM files like in its current format. I'm glad that Google isn't just satisfied with half measures and is continuing to expand on the current features and make them more user-friendly, so I was really happy to see this. But moving on to something that is a cool feature and one that hasn't been announced by Google themselves, but is something that I noticed early last week when other creators were creating links on their YouTube videos for games they had just covered. This link lets you jump into the game they just played, and that is game links and game invites can now be made via the Chrome browser for someone to jump straight into your lobby. As you guys know, there has been a much touted feature that has yet to make its way to Stadia, and that is crowd play. The ability to jump in and play with other creators from just a simple click of a button on your screen. Now this isn't crowd play, but it looks as though it's the first steps, and a feature that is just not useful for content creators, but for anyone who is looking to invite your buddies to a game. Now at the moment this can only be done via the Chrome browser. I have not tested it through mobile, but I'm assuming if given the link it should hopefully work given to a player who is gaming on mobile. This was tested and shown to me by Stadia source, and I was able to jump straight into one of their PUBG lobbies, so I can confirm this is working. Now this is also something I might be able to set up myself going forward, as I do community games like Grid every Saturday at 11 AM Pacific on this channel, and just by creating a link, I should be able to invite everyone who is watching straight into my game, with just this simple click of your mouse or finger. Now I think I can see why this hasn't been mentioned by Google, because it looks as though they are still trying to flesh this out. Right now this isn't something that works through your Chromecast just yet, and when you launch, sometimes the link doesn't work perfect, and you have to re-engage the link several times. But this is a feature none of us really knew was even a thing, so it was a nice hidden surprise to see it come out and hopefully see you folks fully utilize it, as it can really save the hassle of your friends finding your lobbies that you create, and makes for just faster jumping in and out of gameplay. Another quick and fast feature that is a theme that Stadia is really starting to corner the market on, and that is the ability for quick and fast games with friends, not just with these links, but load times as well. But with all that said on features, we have announcements for games coming to Stadia, and well, I have some good news and I have some bad news. Let's start with the good news. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is looking to make its way to Google Stadia Holiday 2020. And if you guys don't know, Ubisoft is easily one of the biggest supporters for cloud gaming and Stadia. So this was amazing news, as this easily now makes it one of my most anticipated titles of 2020, alongside Watch Dogs Legion. But a specific release date that was made known for some weeks back now for a specific title, and one that I'm a bit late on the news of, and that is Cyberpunk 2077. It's coming to Stadia as well as other platforms on September 17th, the day that I've told my family and friends that I will be MIA and gone for a while. This is my most anticipated title of the new decade, and I personally haven't been this excited for a game in almost 5 years since Fallout 4. Barring any delays, the second half of the year for Stadia is shaping up to be a time where we can see some of these hot AAA titles make their way onto the service. And well, I can't wait to dive into these games and stream them to you guys live. But the bad news, and a question that I get asked all the time, and that is about the Call of Duty franchise. While nothing specific on Call of Duty itself, an interview with Taylor Kurosaki, the studio narrative director, had this to say when asked about a potential Stadia release for Call of Duty Warzone. We've got no plan of porting it on Google Stadia at this time. Now, if a sense of horror and dread has overcome you, I wouldn't worry too much right now on this news. Deals for games coming to platforms happen all the time, and right now an off-the-cuff question when they aren't ready to release any information isn't going to be revealed in a random interview at the moment. While this is an official answer from a source who works on that title, I would still wait and see what is going to happen with Activision and Stadia. Both Google and Activision have entered into a partnership where Activision is not only using Google Cloud servers for their game infrastructure, but also using YouTube as an exclusive streaming partner to host esports leagues and events like Call of Duty, Overwatch, and Hearthstone, as well as other games. Google and Activision are natural partners, and extending Activision titles to Stadia, in my personal opinion, is just a matter of time. When that is though, I don't know. But like always, I'll keep you guys up to date if I hear more on this. But with the constant rollouts and features, as well as games starting to emerge from this platform, Stadia's future continues to not only move forward, but look to be a bright one. So let me know in the comments your guys' thoughts on the features being rolled out. What are your thoughts on Assassin's Creed Valhalla? Cyberpunk 2077, and the fact that Call of Duty Warzone has no planned port for the moment. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say, and if you guys could do me a huge favor, smash that like button, sub to the channel for more Stadia news and games coverage, as well as hit that notification bell. I'm Sunny, and I'll see you guys in the clouds.